Guys, it is almost that time of the year again for the Game Awards, and I thought it would be fun to make a little video just kind of looking at the categories and giving you my honest thoughts about them. Obviously, okay, let's get this out of the way. We're at Game of the Year. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, a DLC or expansion being here. I don't need to say much about it. I think this point has kind of been, beaten to death online already. But yeah, a DLC or expansion should absolutely be its own category. I loved Shadow of the Erdtree. I mean, if you watch my Elden Ring video or that I did, or my live streams of me playing Shadow of the Erdtree, you'll know how much I loved that expansion. But no, expansions, DLC, stuff like that absolutely should be their own categories. Heck, I think remakes and remasters should be their own category, honestly. But, that's a little more of a nuanced... I think there's a little more nuance there, but, we could talk about that another time. But okay, Game of the Year, the obvious one. I'm not going to vote. I actually already did my votes. I just want to, talk about all of these. I think this is an interesting lineup, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree aside. I guess my main thing is that I think Silent Hill 2 should be in the place of Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which I know, it's a remake. I know. And I was just saying that remakes should have their own category, but they don't have their own category. So, I think it should be up here. I have not played Balatro or Black Myth Wukong currently. I'm currently playing through Metaphor ReFantazio, but I have played Astrobot and I have played FF7 Rebirth, and both of those games are absolutely incredible. I think Rebirth's gonna win. Like, come on, and that was I'll spoil it for you guys. That was my personal vote for Game of the Year. But all right, let's move on because Game of the Year. All right, that's let's get into the interesting topics now. Best game direction. Yeah, I think this could go to pretty much any of these. It's the exact same as Game of the Year. The nominees are the exact same. But I actually, oh man, I mean, again, where's Silent Hill 2 on here? But yeah, I think this is a pretty fair list. I could really see it being Rebirth or Astrobot or Metaphor, I think, or Wukong. I haven't played Wukong, so I don't know a ton about it, but I could really see it being any of these. I don't think there's anything outlandish there. Best narrative, Silent Hill 2 being up here. Yep, big W. I have not played Like a Dragon or Senua Saga, so I can't really speak on those. FF7 Rebirth and Metaphor. Again, I'm playing through Metaphor currently, so I don't really know what the full narrative is in that game. Silent Hill 2, I'm gonna just spoil it. I actually gave this a Silent Hill 2. You want to know why? Because yes, Silent Hill 2 is a very confusing narrative when you're first going through it, but that's the point. You're supposed to feel really confused and wondering what the hell is going on. But it works. It's all part of the experience, and you're theory crafting the whole way through, and you're trying to put together all the pieces and the symbolism. Oh my god, the symbolism is just ridiculously incredible in Silent Hill 2. So yes, that was my vote. While I love FF7 Rebirth, it is, again, it's a remake of a almost 30-year-old game, and the story is, I mean, I don't know, I can't get into it too much in case someone hasn't played the game, but story's good still, but it's not the exact same as the original, which, you could argue is a good thing or a bad thing, maybe a mixed bag. I think it's kind of a mixed bag, that it's not exactly the same, not one for one as the original. I think there's goods and bads about that, but yeah, I think Silent Hill 2 should take this because I was blown away. I mean, you can watch my playthrough on YouTube. I streamed my entire first playthrough of the game, my first ever Silent Hill game. Yeah, I'm never gonna, I don't think I'm ever gonna forget about that game. That game really left a mark on me in a good way. It made an impact. That sounds a lot more positive than left a mark. And yeah, it had a pretty big impact. Like, just I was just so blown away. I still am. All right, best art direction. Ooh, yeah. Again, have not played Wukong. I have not played Neva. Oh man, I mean, for me, it's like, okay, Astrobot felt like, I think I said this in my Astrobot video. Astrobot felt like perfect art-wise. Like, it just, I mean, and in other regards too. Just so many things came together just right with that game. And there really aren't many games like it outside of Nintendo, especially. You know, most games like Astrobot are Nintendo games, and I think that's something really special that they were able to accomplish. But then again, like Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Metaphor, like all just incredible artistic visions. And same thing with, I imagine, Neva. I mean, just this image is beautiful. But I can't really speak on Neva or Black Myth because I haven't played them. But I don't think any of these are outlandish either. All right, where's like the controversial picks? Okay, I need to. All right, here we go. Best score in music. Metaphor. Okay, you know what? This is kind of a hot take. So, Metaphor. I think all of these are valid picks, but I'm not gonna lie. I think Metaphor. Yeah, the music's good. I like it, but I don't know. I don't think that it's like like incredible per se. Like, it's good, but I don't know. So, like the random chanting for like the battle theme, for example, kind of throws me off. Like it's not in any language, and I don't know. It's not bad. Like, I don't want to sound like I don't like it, because I do like it. It's just, I don't know. I feel like compared to the other ones on here, and I'm like, I've only played a little bit of Stellar Blade, but gosh damn, like, I really liked the music that I was hearing in Stellar Blade when I was playing it. And Silent Hill 2, I mean, okay, come on, we don't even need to talk about that. Like, peak video game soundtrack. Same thing with FF7 Rebirth. Like, if you guys played FF7 Rebirth, I mean, you already know. If you played any FF7, you already know. But Rebirth is, like, I would argue, like, the best FF7 music, period. Like, the remixes in it, like the battle theme, like the overworld theme battle remix, just oh my god, dude. Oh my god, incredible. Astrobot also really good, but yeah, no, none of those are controversial either. All right, let's keep it moving. Best audio design. So you might be wondering, like, okay, what's the difference between best soundtrack and audio design? Well, audio design, I mean, okay, maybe you do know, actually. I don't know. But some people might not know. So, I'll just say audio design is like how well does the audio not only fit within the game, but how much is it telling you as the player? How much extra feedback does it add to the game that you're playing in a meaningful way? And, that's the audio design is kind of like, it's like sound effects, it's the soundtrack. Obviously, the soundtrack is kind of separate because of that last category, but it's like the sound effects. I guess you could argue voice acting or performances, like with audio, could be part of that too. But there's a reason they have their own category for that. Again, have not played Senua's Saga. These other ones, I mean, I gave it to Silent Hill 2. I'll just tell you that straight up. The audio design was absolute perfection in that game. It was so atmospheric, and it just really immersed me in the world. Not that like Rebirth, Astrobot, or even Black Ops 6 like have bad audio design. By no means. Silent Hill 2 audio design was just like, oh my god, so good. Best performer. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting to the interesting stuff. All right, now we're getting to it. So, all right, for me, I'll be honest. I have not played Life is Strange. Star Wars Outlaws or Senua's Saga. So for me, it was really just between Brianna or Luke. And, oh man, this was actually a really hard pick for me because I think that they both killed it. Like, both of them killed it. Brianna absolutely is just... Like, Brianna is perfect as Aerith. Okay, and, you know, that's not an easy thing to do. I mean, Aerith is a beloved character, one of the most beloved characters in video game history, you know, from a game that came out 30 years ago when they didn't have voice acting in the game. And so, you know, I imagine like a lot of people who played the original FF7 probably like heard Aerith's voice in there. Like, you know, when you're like reading a story or you're playing like a game that has like text-based dialogue, you kind of like hear certain characters' voices in your head, or like you come up with what their voice might sound like. People probably imagine a lot of different things for Aerith, and you know, I think that like the fact that everyone loves not only Brianna's performance but the whole cast for FF7 Remake is just like a testament to how incredible they are, and how much they understand the characters too. And then Luke Roberts, I mean, you know, he's the voice actor for and performance capture actor, of course, for James Sunderland, and that is also not an easy role because the original Silent Hill 2, which, you know, again, I have not played the original Silent Hill 2 yet. I want to go back and play it, but you know, the remake was my first Silent Hill game ever, and so Luke Roberts' portrayal of James Sunderland was my introduction to the character. And so, but I also understand that like people who played the original game maybe are more familiar or gravitate more towards that original performance. But I've seen clips of the original, and the original game, it almost feels like the voice direction and the performances were like intentionally bad to make everything even more uncanny. You know, and that's not like a diss on any of the actors who worked on the original game. Like, I'm sure that they're very skilled and talented, and you know, got those roles because of what they brought to the table. But I feel like it was intentionally done for that game to make it just all the characters feel uncanny. But it, you know, when you look at it now, like from a new person's perspective, like I do think that some of the lines of dialogue and things just don't sound natural, and maybe that was the point, but I don't know, it doesn't work as well in my opinion. And I think that like what Luke Roberts and the rest of the cast for the remake of Silent Hill 2 did and were able to accomplish with their performances is incredible, because all of the characters still feel uncanny as hell in Silent Hill 2 remake. Like, that was one of the first things I noticed when I was playing the game, like how weird the characters felt. But they also felt like real people at the same time. Like, they felt like they could be real, and I think that makes them, you know, it makes them like in the case of Eddie, like that makes Eddie scary, because like Eddie, if you know anything about Silent Hill 2, he's like this deranged, like, just, yeah, he's, I don't want to spoil anything, but Eddie is pretty freaky. He's arguably like the scariest character in the game. But yeah, anyways, side tangent. My point is that I think they had a really tough balance to strike of like having a, you know, nuanced, they had a lot of nuance with their performances, is what I'm trying to say. Like, and it was a tough balance because they had to make sure that like they felt real and authentic, like real people, but they also had to keep like the uncanniness and the weirdness as well. So, and I think Luke Roberts just absolutely nailed it. But yeah, I'll tell you guys who I voted for this one. I did vote for Brianna. It was a really tough pick. But the reason why I voted for Brianna is just because, like, you know, I mean, part of it's just bias, I guess. Like, I love FF7 so much, and obviously now I love Silent Hill 2 so much, but it was like, you know, she killed it in Remake. She absolutely just destroyed all of the expectations, you know, in a positive way for Rebirth. And, you know, Rebirth, like honestly, I think it's so fitting that they nominated her, because Rebirth was like her game. And if you know anything about FF7's story, you probably know why that is. But it really felt like Aerith's game, you know? And so I think for Brianna, who portrays that character, to get this nomination is really, really fitting. And I just had to vote for her, because it's like, she just, yeah, just this iconic, beloved character. She just kills it. And again, Luke does too, and that's why it was such a tough pick. Like, I wish I could nominate both of them, but oh man. All right, let's move on. I spent a lot of time gushing. My mouth, oh my god, my mouse. My mouse turned off while I was talking about that. That's funny. Okay. Innovation in accessibility. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really pay attention to the accessibility features too much, but so I don't really know what these games are offering in terms of accessibility settings. I mean, Black Ops 6 seems to be good. I think Silent Hill, again, I think Silent Hill 2 should be up here instead of Dragon Age. You know why? Because I did actually look a little bit at the accessibility settings for Silent Hill 2, and while I have not played Dragon Age Veilguard, and I have absolutely zero plans to play it because I've just heard that it's atrocious, I don't know what the accessibility settings are like, but Silent Hill 2 had some pretty good ones, so moving on. Nothing too crazy there. Games for Impact. Again, I have not played any of these. I voted for this one just because this one looks really, really cool and, like, just up my speed. I don't know, you know, what made all of it, because I haven't played any of these. I don't know, like, what makes them all so impactful to be nominated. But in terms of the one that I would like to play the most, it's probably this one. It looks really, really cool. Okay, moving on. Best ongoing. Alright, here we go. Destiny 2, Diablo 4, FF14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2. These are all good. Like, these all make sense. They do. I'm surprised No Man's Sky isn't on here again, though. I think Diablo 4 being on here is kind of weird, just because, like, yeah, it is an ongoing game, but, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't played the game in a long time that I'm just not really feeling it being on here. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. Those best community support. This is another one I don't have a ton to say about, so I'm just gonna move on. I think No Man's Sky should have been in the last one too, in the best ongoing game, best independent game. Okay, well, obviously I voted for. So I've played none of these, but obviously I voted for Animal Well, because, as we all know, it's just like it's like Halo 2 meets Halo 3. We all know this, so it doesn't get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Same thing here. Had to vote for Animal Well. Haven't played any of these, including Animal Well, but had to vote for Animal Well. Halo 2 meets Halo 3. Come on now. Best mobile game. Oh, okay. I don't play mobile games. I know that not all of these are exclusive to mobile. Like, I know you can play Zenless Zone Zero or Balatro. Actually, that's not true. Like, I don't play let me rephrase what I said. I don't play mobile games much at all. Sometimes I do, if I'm like, I don't know, if I'm really, really bored and, like, maybe I'm traveling or something, and maybe I'll play, but even then it's like, usually I just prefer to, like, listen to music or just look around out the window if I'm traveling, or, like, I guess if I'm on, like, a plane ride, I'll just play my Switch, you know. So I don't have that big of an opinion on this, but the Pokemon trading card game looks kind of cool, like the pocket version, and Zenless Zone Zero, I know people really like that, so honestly that'll probably win, or Balatro. Best VR AR. Ooh, yeah. So again, this is another thing. Like, I don't play a ton of VR, or AR. I just don't. So I don't have the biggest opinion. I feel like Arkham Shadow is gonna win though. You know, I feel like it's. I've just heard so many good things about it. Moving on, best action game. Okay. I think Call of Duty being on here is not like I'm sorry. Black Ops 6, like I've been playing it lately, you know, I made that little first impressions video on it. I'm not gonna lie, guys, Black Ops 6 is I really enjoy it. Like it's, you know, is it like incredible? Like is it like a, you know, I don't know, like does it hit like the same highs as like the games from the golden age of Call of Duty? No, but it is easily the best Call of Duty that has come out in years. And it's really good, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it should be here on best action game. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. Then again, though, I still haven't played the campaign because I've just been so hooked on multiplayer and zombies when I've played the game. So maybe there's some really cool set pieces, and I've seen a couple little clips that, yeah, looks like there's some cool set pieces, but like all of these other ones, you know, it's like you look at these and it's like one of these things is not like the other. Even Helldivers 2, I think, is it's an action game, but I don't know. When I think of action games, I think of games like Stellar Blade or like Black Myth Wukong or like, you know, Devil May Cry, Hi-Fi Rush, games like that. So a third-person shooter and a first-person shooter, yes, they are action. There's lots of action happening in those games. I don't know though. They still feel a little out of place to me. But yeah, moving on. Best action adventure. This one. This is the one category. I don't think Silent Hill 2 should be on this category. I mean, wait, let's see. How do they describe this? For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle. So, okay. I guess my thing is like Silent Hill 2 is like not like an action game. It's not what it is. Like it is a survival horror game. Yes, there's like some action in it. You are fighting with melee weapons and simple and like guns, but it's not like an action game, and it's not like, I don't know, it's a horror game. It's a survival horror game. It is it's like one of these things is not like the other. As much as I love Silent Hill 2, I don't think it fits in this category. I wish they had a horror category. They should do that. That's like, come on. Best RPG. Okay. I have only played 3 of these. I have not played Dragon's Dogma or Like a Dragon, but again, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree being on here is just scuffed. Like it just feels wrong for a DLC to be on here. As good, as incredible as it just feels wrong. Yeah, this one I really think is gonna go to like Rebirth or Metaphor. I think it's up in the air. Best fighting? Oh man, alright, now we're talking. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting one. So I have not played Grand Blue yet. I really want to. It looks really cool. I'm waiting for it to like go on a sale or something. I have played Tekken 8 and Sparking Zero. Granted, I haven't been playing much Tekken 8 lately. I checked out like the DLC and, you know, when Heihachi came out and stuff, but other than that, I have not been playing it much. However, Tekken 8 is absolutely incredible. Like when it came out, I was playing a ton of it and just loving every second of it. And whenever I play that game, I have so much fun. You know, I guess lately I've just been in more of a Street Fighter mood, or I just haven't been wanting to play fighting games. And like I love fighting games, you know, and also I was playing like Marvel vs. Capcom and Sparking Zero when those games came out. But I'll just tell you guys, I gave this to Tekken 8. I think it is the best fighting game of the year, easily. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, like as incredible as it is, and as insane that it is that we are living in a time where this actually happened. Like, this collection is a reality, and all these games that like haven't been re-released in forever on any modern systems came back is just a miracle. And like, by that merit alone, I really wanted to vote for this, but you know, they are older games, right? And so I felt like, no, I gotta vote for one of the games that actually was like a brand new game that came out this year. And to me, it's a no-brainer. Tekken 8. Sparking Zero is incredible, but I just don't think it has... it's very different from Tekken 8. You know, Tekken 8 is like more traditional, more competitive focused, and I think you could argue for either of those, honestly. Like, if you know, are feeling more like a casual fighting game, like Sparking Zero should win, then yeah, you could, like, I think really either could be fair, and even Marvel. Like, these are some good picks, and maybe even Grand Blue. You know, the only one I don't think has like any chance, and like, I'm sorry guys, but Multiverses, like, nah man, it's like, you know, it's better than when they released the beta, but it just did not feel that great to play to me. Like, I think all the stuff that's in it is cool, but the game feel, it's the game feel, man. Like, I just can't get behind the Multiverses game feel. Like, you play like Smash Bros. Or Rivals of Aether, or Rivals of Aether 2, which came out recently. Dude, that's what should be on here. Rivals of Aether 2 should be on here instead of Multiverses. Like, nah, I'm sorry, but that's the best platform. That's the second best platform fighter right there. Rivals of Aether 2. And I've only played a little bit of that, guys, so that should tell you something, that I'm vouching for that game that heavily when I've only played like a handful of matches of it. I've played more Multiverses than I have Rivals 2 so far, and yeah, Multiverses just, I'm sorry, like, it just does not feel good to play. It just doesn't. So Rivals of Aether 2 should be up here instead of Multiverses. Absolutely. Alright, moving on. Best family. I said Astrobot. I don't know though, you know, like, you can't play co-op in Astrobot, but it's like I said in my video, like, you know, Astrobot is like if I was a dad right now, Astrobot would be like one of the first games I would have my kid play. Like, I'm serious. Like, maybe not one of the first, you know, maybe I'd start with like Mario or just some other you know, Nintendo games. I feel like Nintendo games are like classics, right? There's so many classics, and they are like perfect for family games. But Astrobot, I mean, perfect family game. So I don't know though, like Mario Party, I think any of these can really take it. I haven't played the Princess Peach game or Plucky Squire, or actually the only one on here I've played is Astrobot. So that shows you why I voted for it. But you know, these other ones I imagine are probably pretty good. Best Sim and Strategy, I have not played any of these, so I don't really know. Moving on. Best Sports and Racing, again, have not played any of these because I don't like... Dude, I'm sorry, where, like... Was there no other sports game that came out this year that, like... Because these are all just, like, the big... This is all 2K and EA, and, like, these games... We all know these games usually are not that great nowadays. Like, they're just not. Maybe once upon a time they were, but I've never really liked sports or racing games outside of, like, you know, Mario sports games, or, like, Mario Kart, or, you know, F-Zero, stuff like that for racing. So, yeah, I can't really speak much on that. Best multiplayer. Helldivers 2 is probably gonna win this, straight up. I voted Tekken 8 again, just because that game is just so... I have the most fun with that game. And then I haven't played Warhammer, so I don't know. Maybe Warhammer will win, actually. But, like, I have a flaming hot take about Helldivers 2. You guys ready for this? I don't think it's that fun. People are gonna flame me in the comments for that, but I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't think it's that fun. Like, I've played it and I've had fun with it, but I always get really bored of it really quickly every time I play the game. I don't know what it is. It's just, I've played it with friends. I've played it, you know, just in a random squad, and either way, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Like, I'm just not. Yeah, people are gonna be mad at me for that one. All right, best adaptation. The only one of these I've seen is Fallout. I know. I need to watch Arcane, and yeah, I need to watch Arcane. So, I actually voted for Arcane, even though I haven't seen Arcane, because like I loved Fallout, but like, nah, Arcane's gonna win. I've heard nothing but good things about Arcane, and I've also heard it's like one of the best shows ever made. So, yeah. Most anticipated game. Oh yeah, these are some interesting ones. Okay, all right, so let's break this down. Let me break it down for you, Mark. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I haven't played the first one, so I don't know, but I know that like when it comes to Death Stranding, my understanding is that like you really love it or you just really don't like it. There is no in between. So that one I think will be kind of a mixed bag. Ghost of Yote, I think, you know, Ghost of Tsushima was amazing, but I don't know. I need to see more about Ghost of Yote. Grand Theft Auto 6, I mean, this one is probably going to be the winner. Let's be real here, but it's not the one I voted for. I'll tell you which one I voted for. If you guys know anything about me, then you probably know which one I voted for. But Metroid Prime 4, oh man, you guys want to know another flaming hot take that I have? I don't like Metroid Prime. I am a 2D Metroid stan. I think 2D Metroid is the best Metroid. Like I played the entire remake or remaster, whatever, of Metroid Prime, like the first one that they released on Switch. I was bored. Like I beat it. I thought that it was boring. Like it was like sunk cost fallacy at its finest with me in that game. Like I probably should have just quit the game and not even finished it, because it got to a point when I was playing it where I was like, man, I don't even want to play this. Like, I just want to finish it. I just want to rush through and beat it. I don't, this is just boring. And that's, I don't know, maybe if I tried the second game or the third game, or maybe even the fourth game when it comes out, maybe I would like those more, but yeah, that's another thing people are gonna flame me for in the comments, but you know what? Let's talk about it. Not prove me wrong, but just like, I'm curious to hear why people love Metroid Prime so much, and maybe that'll help me understand it a bit more, and maybe even just understand why I didn't like it as much. So I'm definitely curious about that. Anyways, though, I mean, come on, you guys all know I voted for Monster Hunter. Of course, that's my most anticipated game. I really think it's between GTA or Monster Hunter for the most anticipated game. Like, content creator, yeah, okay. I actually don't know who any of these people are. Moving on. Best esports game. I don't play any of these. I've tried Counter-Strike 2, and I haven't really played any of the other ones, so moving on. Yeah, I don't know any of these people. Don't know any of the esports teams. And then, okay, that's it. Player's voice, that's it. But yeah, that is, I just thought it'd be fun to make this video. I'm gonna have to go through and trim down some of these parts because it's a bit long, but, we'll get to that when we get to that. So, I have a couple other of Game Awards related videos I want to do before the Game Awards. And I also plan on live streaming the Game Awards if I can. I'm not sure if I'll be able to that day. It just depends on what I have going on, but I would really like to live stream the Game Awards so you guys can get my live reactions to all the reveals. But in the meantime, before that, I want to do a video where I talk about predictions. Like, what are my predictions for like game reveals, game trailers, just things that are going to be at the Game Awards. And then I want to make a separate video that will be predicting nominee winners, which I kind of already did here a little bit. But okay, more importantly than that, I want to try to predict like random stuff that's going to happen at the Game Awards. Like, all right, who is the out-of-pocket celebrity guest appearance going to be? Because that always happens. You know, we had Al Pacino at the Game Awards 2 years ago, all right? Like, anything is possible. My joke that I've been saying to my friends that oh my god, I really want this to happen. This would be the funniest thing. Robert De Niro presents best performance to Brianna White. Or just something, please. Robert De Niro showing up in some capacity would be the funniest shit to me. I need that to happen. I need it to happen. Maybe not this year, but one of these years, sooner than later, because Robert De Niro, you know, he's really old, so, you know, God, just make it happen, please. Let's see. But yeah, stuff like that, you know, like, are we gonna have another kid sneak on the stage with the Game of the Year winner and then grab the microphone like we did also a couple years ago? Or, you know, just all kinds of, like, I want to try to predict like the random stuff. And actually, I'm gonna make a bingo card for each of these. I'm gonna make one bingo card that is my predictions for you know, different trailers and announcements and just things that'll be shown there. And then I want to have another bingo card that is like nominee winners and also random stuff that might happen or that could happen. But yeah, that is my whole video, just kind of talking about my thoughts on all of this. And yeah, you know, cast your votes, but I don't know if you guys have heard this, but apparently our votes are only worth 10% of the they only count for 10% of actually deciding any of these, which is really, really crappy. Anyways, though, I still recommend voting. Why not? It's fun. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.